guys all signing the autograph wall back there? Cheer if you've signed the autograph wall. That's not long enough. More people need to sign that autograph wall. So we've got a very special presentation right now on this stage. We're going to bring the guys up from the PlayStation Nation podcast. This is their 400th episode. Give them a big round of applause. 400 episodes. And they are going to interview a very special guest here at PlayStation, and they're also going to demo our newly announced That Princess Adventures in partnership with Funbits and the creators of that game. So let's welcome the PlayStation Podcast Nation guys up to the stage. I'll give it up to you guys.
Hi everybody. Oh, now the mic works. Hi everybody. I'm Glenn. This is Josh. Oh wait, your mic doesn't work. Actually, I told them to keep it off because finally I get a chance to talk.
Sure. Well, I'm on now.
So, yeah, we've done 400 episodes of the podcast. Had an awesome time doing it, and we built this great partnership with Sony, and all of a sudden they asked us to come up on stage. And what could be more perfect than us talking about that princess? We played the PS3 one extensively to death, I think, yeah. And we were very excited to be able to play this yesterday, and trust me when you see the gameplay, I think you're really going to like it. But I don't know, I think we should just bring Scott up. It's not about us. So, this gentleman has been on our podcast a couple times before. He is the Grand Poobah of all things North America. I don't even know your full title, so I'm just going to let you say the title, because it's like 2 breaths. So, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Rohde. I think that's for you. So what's your title?
My title is, just say head of all the game studios in North America. That's the easiest way to say it.
All game studios, not even Sony? So,
it's such a good interview. You confused me on the first question.
That's my job. So,
see what I have to put under that.
So, what are the things, I mean, I don't think anybody has ever asked you, what do you actually do at your job? What is your job entitled?
I have to answer interview questions that don't make much sense for people like you. That's what I do every single day. See? No, every single day, honestly, half the time I don't even know what I'm going to do when I come in, because fires come and fires go. So, you can come in thinking, oh, I've got a clear slate today, maybe I can actually play a little Shadow of Mordor to check out what everyone else is doing. You don't like that game?
No, I like it. I'm playing it.
But
you should be playing it.
That's his job.
But the point is, before I know it, it's like 7 p.m. and all I've done is, email fires and phone calls, because stuff happens. There's a lot of dev studios and lots of things happen across the board.
You set aside like an hour a day to play with your dolls and your action figures? So what people don't know is his office is like this awesome nerd toy store. There are toys everywhere, and like statues and all kinds of great stuff.
I don't play with them, but I do admire them every once in a while.
You don't kind of go,
yeah. I will tell you a story. There's a Heisenberg figure that has nothing to do with games, but he was on my desk, and the cleaning crew came in at night and knocked it over. So when I came in, Heisenberg was down and his hat was missing. And it was kind of panic time. I found it a couple days later, hidden under the desk. But nervous time.
There was going to be some trouble there.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. So, with 20 years of PlayStation, do you have a fond PlayStation memory?
Just one?
Your favorite one.
Let's see where we go. Let's start with
the story that you tell everybody.
Wow. So, there's so many ways I can answer that question. I've answered this a couple times, but one that's the one memory that sticks out the most is I can remember before I was even working at PlayStation, I was at Radical Entertainment Studio up in Vancouver, and I saw Gran Turismo for the first time.
Nice.
And it was on one of those blue dev kits down in the basement of Radical Vancouver, and I watched someone play a race, and at the end, they showed the finish of the race on the screen that had all these beautiful cars, and I said, wow, that's a beautiful screen. And then it started moving and showed the replay, and it blew my mind. And then from that point on, I was totally into Gran Turismo. I'm one of those guys that actually did the 200-lap endurance races in Gran Turismo. Yes.
Nice. I did it too.
Yeah. It's a little OCD, but I did it.
Yeah. people kept trying to get me to do the 24-hour race in GTA 5 for Extra Life, and I said, I'm not going to stream for 24 hours one game. And I just realized you're wearing your
I'm wearing the
PlayStation
shoes.
pants.
I think these shoes are more popular than anything else at the show this week, but these were sitting in that cabinet for over 7 years.
Jeez, man.
And finally busted them out.
Can I scuff them?
Give him a flat tire.
Greg Miller said he was going to find me, hunt me down, and scuff the shoes.
Those IGN guys. This can't be trusted. So, I mean, what was your first gaming console? Like, what really got you into video games?
So this is going to date me, but when I was about 7 or 8 years old, my dad, who knows nothing about video games, nothing about the industry really in general, he picked me up from a slumber party and saw that everyone was sitting around playing Atari 2600.
Nice.
And I think he'd never seen me that happy in my life. And that Christmas, there was a 2600 and a couple games under the tree, and never looked back. I think back to that 2600 and remember a couple years after I got it, I got the Empire Strikes Back game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that game was such a classic. It was so good. And I had, I don't know, 30, 40 cartridges. I loved that game.
Nice.
Played it to death. Yeah.
I actually melted my Asteroids cartridge.
Wow.
I played all night. My dad went to bed, and he got up and I was still playing it. All of a sudden, about a half an hour later, he smelled smoke.
That's pretty amazing. I even had the Stunt Cycle add-on with, the...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did it work with one game?
It worked with just that game.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I never had... We weren't rich like you, apparently.
Well, I had the keypads for basic programming. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Alright, so, favorite PlayStation game?
Favorite PlayStation game? You're really going to make me do this on the spot.
Yeah.
Across all platforms.
All platforms. Across.
So I recently answered this question about PS3, and the top of my list was The Last of Us. There's a recent game when I answered that, but that game has moved me more than any other.
Yeah.
If I have to think of my favorite across all platforms, where's Deb? Soundshapes is up there. Soundshapes is definitely up there on that list. I have probably published about 80 or 90 different levels. I just absolutely love that game. I love the community. It's just this small little super active community.
Didn't you have someone this morning? Didn't you tweet a picture of somebody buying the?
Oh yeah.
I was in line, and there was a DJ in line who didn't know what Soundshapes was, and I basically insisted that I threatened him, and he bought it on the spot off his phone. Are you getting the gong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we need to check out the game.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Always good talking to you guys.
It's always great talking to you. We're going to have you on like every 2 weeks, right?
Of course. You can always call me and get me on the cast.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy. Enjoy the game.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Scott Rohde, everybody. All right, so we're going to bring the Funbits guys up here, and we're going to actually have Josh play.
I'm going to play.
Yeah, we're going to fight over who's going to play. Fat Princess Adventures, which is a little bit different than the games you've known in the past. So, here, this is probably for you then.
It's for me?
Great. Yeah. So anyway, this is Chris. He's the studio lead at Funbits.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about the game while they play it. Oh, it's up on the big screen too. Nice.
Big screen.
All right. So,
it's a big adventure.
yeah. Already. So we got to play this yesterday with you guys, and it's a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. This is not the competitive multiplayer. This is actually, I almost call it like a dungeon crawler light, maybe?
Action RPG, hack and slash adventure. One of the things we realized is, the team battle game is really fun, but a lot of people are also afraid to go online and get their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
They want to co-op with people and actually work together through an adventure. And so that was one of the biggest amount of feedback we got from the original Fat Princess was like, we're not single player, we're not campaign. And so that's where we really put a lot of our heart and focus on this version.
Very cool. So tell us a little bit about it while they're playing it. As you can see, all of the classes are there. I believe you can still do the class, the customization.
Yep. What
else can we do with all this?
So we have the archer and the warrior, we have the engineer and the mage, and they're all playing through right now. You can class switch when you get to a checkpoint. So one of the things we love about this game is class switching. You should never really, should be a negative experience just to pick one class and play it through the game. You should be able to play all the classes and enjoy everything that they do. But on top of that, you can pick up lots of gear, lots of loot, and grind through the game. And there's all kinds of cool customizations for every class. On top of that, you can also customize your character. So we have full male and female support on all the character personalizations and customizations, but also personality types.
You were telling us about this, because we really didn't get to mess around with that, but what are the different personalities? What is that?
So right now the hero is the warrior right now, so the person is, as they're going through, is very kind of in charge, and the story changes and the script changes based on the personality.
Oh, that's cool.
And the banter amongst the characters as well. There's also an emo character that's kind of over it. There's an evil genius who is going to conquer the world. And there's also a comic who's also kind of just there for just having a good time, even though they're in a very violent situation when you go after the whole thing. So it's, the more people that you add with different personality types, the banner changes as well.
Nice.
And it's just really fun. We have Tom King back as the narrator, kind of chastising you through the game and giving you shit as your character.
I don't think it would be Fat Princess without him.
He's fantastic.
So, you're playing through the game. One of the things that we were wondering about is there any limit on, like, can only one person be one class, or can, are you limited by only one warrior or one mage, or can anybody just pick anything at any time?
You can mix it up however you want. So you can pick the classes you want. You can have 4 engineers, 4 mages playing. Just depends on what the battle might need at that point. If there's a boss character that comes in, you might need some more mage guys to run back to the checkpoint, change class, and jump back into the battle.
I mean, the old staples, can you still turn somebody into a chicken?
Of course, chicken motion is back. So there's chicken mode. There's actually the warrior's just been chicken right now.
You're a chicken?
You're a chicken, right?
Josh is a chicken right now.
Josh is a chicken.
There we go. You're a chicken.
There's also the big bombs are back to blow people into tiny bits, which is fun. But also, it's not just the princess can enjoy cake this time around. Not everybody can enjoy cake.
And tell us what happens if you do that.
If you enjoy cake, you go into chubby mode. And with chubby mode, you can basically, Hulk out and just slap the crap out of everybody. You basically can tank for the rest of your team. You
Nice.
get the crazy battle arena.
Yeah. And also, one of the new things that you've added, the awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
So tell us what happens with the awesome sauce.
So as you're battling through the game, your awesome meter, that's the little pink meter you see next to all the characters, kind of charges up over time, where you can find a potion of awesome sauce. And once you kind of kick that off, awesome mode activates. You get a lot bigger, and you do a lot more damage, and you kick ass for a little bit. There it goes, there's awesome sauce for you.
Oh, he's got it going now. Yeah, there we go.
Engineer and the warrior, there you go.
Very cool. So this is all, there's no competitive multiplayer anymore, this is all co-op. What about if you're playing single player? How is that handled? Is there AI, are there AI assists, or?
That's the one thing is, that Princess is such a great, it's great gameplay, and some people like to enjoy that experience by themselves.
Sure.
So we want to have an interesting experience, the balance will adjust if you're just playing by yourself, but it'll just drop in, drop out, online or on the couch. And
you can actually mix that up, right? So you can have like 2 people on the couch, 2 people online, and all those variations.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. What have we covered? We talked about this quite a bit yesterday, and I'm trying to remember what else we talked about.
Well, the original game was Red versus Blue. So
yeah.
It was just me versus you, and that was really the extent of kind of our story was rescuing the princess from each other. But in this, the kingdoms have come together. They now reside in Great Britain, and the bitter queen has come along. She's sending her goblin army here to the shores, and she's going to wipe out everything sweet, including our princesses. So we have to battle with the princess this time. The princess has a much bigger role, and she's actually here fighting with the guys as they're running through, and everyone's in the middle of the chaos. She's helping out, so she's driving the story as well. She's telling you where you need to go, and she plays a much more active role.
And are there different mission types, or is it always you're escorting the princess?
There's lots of different mission types. It just depends. There's some puzzles, there's a lot of dungeon crawl moments, and a lot of loot collecting. And to go to your village, you jump in the giant spring bucket. You remember the spring bucket from the original. And then you get fired where you need to go to your next mission, and off you go.
And the different environments right now, we're looking at nice lush green environment. But we saw the trailer during the keynote. We saw some other stuff like some snow and
the Temple of the Forgotten Cake, where you battle ancient bakers who are now skeletons and ancient baker monks.
Okay.
So you can crawl through that temple there, and you go look for the recipe book to make this magical cake that everyone's been fighting over for many years. We also go to the Bitter Queen's Palace, which is up in the Salty Mountains. Used to be the Sugar Mountains, but now she's bitter than bitter, so it's Salt Mountains. And then we go to Swamp Pass.
Nice. And talk a little bit about the new visuals. I mean, obviously we're on a new platform that can handle a lot more graphics. We see, you know, a lot more kind of three-dimensional look, but also some really cool depth of field. What are you guys doing with the visuals that makes this a little more unique?
We're turning up the visuals. We want to make this game, you know, look even better than before. Part of the charm about that princess is the visuals, just the characters now they look, and we're bringing that up for, you know, PS4 standards. We want to use everything that we can to make things look nicely rendered and go to kind of a little bit more Pixar-y as we can.
Nice.
So, you know, that's kind of our goal, is to kind of just go from the fact dream shaded to a lot more particle effects, stuff to build, all the stuff that PlayStation can do to kind of give us all the bells and whistles and throw lots more characters on the screen and have a good time doing it.
Very cool. Do we know when it's going to be released yet?
In 2015.
2015.
Like this year, but it's only next week.
So can I just set a date? And you guys will just have to stick to it?
You can try.
I'm going to say,
I'm
I'm going to say my birthday, July 31st.
July 21st?
July 31st.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well,
No, I think you should beat that though. Because we want to play this.
we want to get it out as soon as we can. It'll be next year, but we'll be coming soon.
And one thing that I don't know if everybody realizes, but I mean, you guys are the original team that worked on the PS3 version, and
I was funny. I was this team over here. I was in the studio pitching this game, and it was just one of those moments where we were talking through the gameplay of capturing the princess and rescuing her and bringing her back. And it was really one of those few moments in history of game when we have a successful pitch and having a good time. So he's like, you know what? Internally, we keep talking about this Black Princess game that you guys have. It's a really good one. It's good. Went back for another meeting, and Shu walked in. And he saw the screen, and he was like, we must do this game. Oh my god! Oh my god!
that's like an automatic green light at that point.
It was amazing because, you know, no one shows their cards. And it was awesome. It was such a good moment. We've been working with Sony for many years. They really reach out to developers to find really kind of good niche titles that are original, high quality, and good gameplay. We love it.
So what was the thought process behind going this route instead of the competitive multiplayer that was on the PS3 version and so on?
Well, if we look at competitive multiplayer, we've done that, and we really wanted to kind of broaden the audience and do something different and kind of open it up.
Sure.
One of the things that, you know, the original didn't have, it was mostly just multiplayer, get online, and just battle, fight. And we really wanted to be able to handle the control of the person next to you, like, hey, hold me on here, this adventure, just kind of enjoy at your own pace. And that's the kind of difference between a battle game versus a game like this. This is, you know, you can take your time, you think about what you want to do, you can customize your gear, you can really get more, you know, dig deeper into the story, and deeper into the characters and the gameplay. And it's just, you're driving the experience as opposed to, you know, a counter telling you how much time you got left or how many of your heroes have been killed in the past 5 minutes. So, you know, it's still got that chaos, it's still got the mechanics that are really kind of the fun, happy accidents that happen during battles are still there, which is great. But allowing the players to drive the story as opposed to just a battle of chaos, it's the direction that we really love and we want to explore. And
it's obviously going to be a fun story. This isn't Game of Thrones. I mean, the writing is really fun. We got to hear a lot of dialogue yesterday, and it's that princess, which is great. I mean, it's the same kind of princess we know and love.
It's allowed us to go a lot deeper across all the characters.
Yeah.
Into the story, you know, the character commentary. I mean, the narrator brought so much to the story before, and just even going so much right on the script and the story, people are really enjoying it, and hopefully just really enjoy how much we enjoy making this game.
Nice. Well, I think they just finished the demo.
Yeah.
So, are we going to show the boss? I thought we were going to show the boss.
Demo's not over yet.
All right. If I get in trouble, your call, Josh. No, it's a lot of fun. Have you kind of figured out how long this game's going to be?
We haven't yet. We're still exploring that as well.
Yeah.
To be a good media experience for people to enjoy. One of the things we really think is important is replay as well. Being story-driven, if you go through a dungeon crawl, we want people to have the ability to go through it again with some different conditions as well, and actually go back and find new loot and upgrade the levels of my weapons. And so we're kind of excited about the fact that even though there's story-driven mode, there's also a lot of replayability, which is going to make a lot more sense.
Is the replayability portion of it, is that going to be all handled by the game itself, or are you going to be able to actually set some of your own conditions?
A mix of both.
Okay, and also, I mean, if you're going through different classes, you're going to be able to play it differently. I mean, the classes are pretty unique, so.
They're pretty unique, and there's some pilots that work better for some classes, there's some bosses that work better for some classes, but that's part of the fun too, is finding out which class you want to play and what moment in the gameplay. as well.
So, any tip for Josh to beat this boss? Oh, they beat it. There we go. Well, I think this is a good time to end then.
Pretty good. Perfect timing.
How was he, guys? Was he bad? Was he really bad?
Tiny few times.
Yeah, that's typical.
The dining is fun though. I mean, you can bring people back real quickly. Just stand over them to come back.
Yeah.
Checkpoints are all over the place. If you all get gypped, you all just spawn right back to a checkpoint.
Nice.
We know that people want to explore and just run right into the battle without always being scared of dying. So, you know, everyone's a little squishy in this game. So they can
Nice.
It's fun to be a chicken.
All right, cool.
It's great.
All right, well, we are done, folks. Thanks very much. Hopefully, you get this is playable on the floor, right?
Playable on the floor?
Go play it. It's a lot of fun, and we'll talk to you soon. You can check us out on psnation.com, Twitter at psnation. And thanks to Sony for letting us do this.
I do.
Thank you, sir.